This is the plaintiff, Marcus. He says he went out with the defendant after they'd just met, had a momentary lapse in judgment, and loaned her some money. It took him a while, but he realized he was being bamboozled by her because she always had an excuse why she couldn't pay him back. Once he knew she was no good, he Googled her, and you know what came up? Her mugshot. He's suing a swindler for every penny of the $400 she owes him. This is the defendant, Janin. She says the plaintiff went crazy because she couldn't pay him back all the money he loaned her at once. He posted terrible things on Facebook about her, contacted her 12-year-old daughter's teacher and told her all these horrible things. And if anyone's now owed money, it is she. She's accused of leading a guy on. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,000 for harassment and defamation.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Marcus, you are suing Janine. You've both asked to be referred to only by your first names for $400, the amount of a loan that you made to her, which she has refused to repay, according to you. You are counterclaiming against him $3,000 for harassment and defamation. What happened?
I moved from Pennsylvania last June, and no family, no one down here. I knew no one, so I was...
Here being, you're referring to Broward, Florida.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To Fort Lauderdale,
right?
right?
To Lauderdale, yeah. From Pennsylvania to Lauderdale.
Okay.
So I'm a school teacher, so I had the summer to kind of get my feet wet, learn, meet people, get involved with activities. So a month after I was there, I was at a furniture store. So it was a relaxing afternoon. The store was not busy, so we were speaking maybe for a half hour. Her dad was a principal in education, and you know, we just had some common bonds. And her shift was soon ending. She said, look, I used to work at a certain restaurant. Do you want to just go have lunch? So I had no plans, so I said, sure. So that was fine. She drove us there. We had a nice time. And over the maybe hour and a half, 2 hours that we were there, her phone rang. So she excused herself and came back and said it was her aunt who needed, I don't know, $220 some odd dollars to pay her electric bill. And she didn't ask me for any assistance at all. And as time was going on, 5-10 minutes, I thought, you know what? I just settled on my house. I've never had a chunk of money like I have in my bank account. So
it's burning a hole in my pocket. I got to give it to a woman I just met at a furniture store 20 minutes ago.
I know, it sounds, every time I tell anyone who knows me this story, it's crazy. But you know what?
Were you interested in her?
No, I'm gay. This is not an issue. I'm not saying she's not pretty, but no.
Okay, but it makes it even crazier.
Okay.
Because I understand, you kind of like her, whatever, but that's not even going on. I understand. You just moved down, you were lonely, whatever else, you're trying to meet people, but handing her $400?
I know. Well, you know
what are you nodding about? Oh, I can't wait to get to you. Okay, go ahead.
I know. Well, it wasn't immediate, and she didn't ask for it.
It wasn't immediate. It wasn't at lunchtime. It was a day.
No, I know.
It was so
It was
immediate.
maybe
Let me tell you what I normally see on that side. I knew him for a couple months. Seriously? You gave this guy money when you only knew him for a couple months? And
I know.
Don't you think that No, I'm hearing a couple minutes.
I know.
I'm here. This is like you now have the dubious distinction of being the fastest loan I've ever seen made on the People's Court. The only thing faster would be to say, how do you do, and throw money at them. So you decide now, 10 minutes have passed, so you decide she didn't ask, but I'm going to say...
I mean, we had shared really kind of horrific things that happened in each other's lives, and she seemed sincere, and she said, I believe, 2 of her kids were killed in a car accident when the babysitter was driving from point A to point B.
I don't understand why that's being brought up, but yeah, we shared some pretty...
Did that actually happen?
Right, stuff, I'm sorry if I didn't want
sorry to hear
that divulged, but I mean, stuff like that was huge. Car accident herself.
But that doesn't mean that you... Okay, anyway,
no,
so what happened? Just tell me what happened.
I felt bad for her situation.
So you offered her the 200 and something.
So I said, look, I can help you, with your aunt. And I said, I don't have it on me.
So you go together to an ATM.
Right, she drove us
You withdraw
to...
$400, which is the max you can withdraw from the ATM.
Right.
And you hand her the entire $400, not the $200 that... Wait, this is even worse because you're not even... She's not the one who needs it. It's a relative of hers who needs it. So you don't just hand her what she needs. You hand her double what she needs.
I know. It is...
Crazy. Go ahead.
Before we left the 7-Eleven...
What was the game plan about when you would be repaid?
Well, eventually, in a text, I said, let's settle this by December 31st, which was agreed upon.
Okay.
But before we even left the convenience store, she got in line and bought a pack of cigarettes with some of the money that I just gave her.
How'd that make you feel?
Not so great. So it was a little tacky. So we got back in the car, and she was driving us back to get my car, which is where she would work. And the aunt called again, and apparently had volunteered her to pick up her aunt's son. And she immediately started raising her voice, kind of screaming at her aunt, how dare you volunteer my time, blah, blah, blah. I just got $400 to help you out, and I could go spend this in the mall right now if I want to. And that's when I'm in the passenger seat thinking, what have I just got myself into?
Wow, I didn't really know her as well as I thought I did.
Well, I know.
Right.
I know.
All right, so now, did you two actually forge beyond that day a friendship?
Yeah.
Did you see? I saw the text back and forth throughout the months, but did you actually see each other and hang out together?
Just one more time. About a week later.
Just one more time?
Yeah. So I picked her up and I said, I just went grocery shopping. Let's go back to my place. You can meet my animals, and we played backgammon and had a nice lunch for a couple hours. And that was the last time we saw each other. And then it was communication via text. And eventually the texts were more seldom. And at one point she lost that job because she had to go to a court case. She needed more money to settle for something, which I did not, offer to.
Did she ask you for the money?
No.
Did she mention to you that she needed money?
Yeah, she said there were, she had $70.50, but she was $270 short. So I
For
said,
what?
That's horrible. I don't know, maybe a parking ticket. I don't know, some kind of ticket it didn't seem huge. So then eventually she got a new job, and she said,
Okay,
I have half the money.
Let me just circuit this a minute.
Sure.
So you get these texts back and forth where she says, you'll get half your money soon, you get half your money next week, then it's my aunt doesn't have the money,
Right.
and then you say, can we please conclude this by December, which is really 6 months later. I mean, it's a long time.
Right.
And then she says, yes, certainly.
Right.
And then what happens in December?
So then in January 10th, I text her. I thought, my friends were saying she's probably going to say she lost her cell phone, and I'll never see her, hear from her again. So I made up a little fib, and I texted, it's funny, I ran into one of your daughter's teachers, which I don't even know her daughter's name or where her daughter goes to school, and all I said was, and she wasn't very surprised about our situation. And immediately, after not texting me for probably 2 months, she texted within minutes.
And you had texted her many times in
Yes,
those
I
2
have
months.
them all
And she didn't respond to a
screenshot for
single
you.
one.
Yes.
And she texts you back and says what?
So I bluffed, and it worked. And she said, how dare you bring my daughter into this? I have enough evidence from your text to sue you for defamation of character, which...
And there was an autocorrect?
No, that's how it was texted.
Go ahead.
And, I'm stalking her, and how dare I harass her.
What's going on, honey? What's going on?
That's what happened. We met at the company.
I don't want to hear how you met. The guy
He
handed
offered
you
me the money. I
$400
took
to
it.
help you and your aunt out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why didn't you pay the guy?
I was pregnant. I lost a job. I've got a bunch of texts at 4 o'clock in the morning calling me loser, pathetic, all kinds of stuff.
Let me see that.
So
me
they're
see
all
that.
in here.
Can I say something?
No, just a moment.
Okay.
It's her turn.
Can I?
Yeah, he's going to hand.
They're all throughout there. The name that I have them under isn't very nice, but that's what I felt about after
You
the end of
changed
it.
what you kept him in your contacts?
Yes, it's
It
not a
didn't
nice
occur to
name.
you to change it back before you didn't? Did you watch People's Court? You know I'm going to ask for your phone, don't you?
Yes, ma'am. It's all under that name.
Bag.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been called worse.
It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was pregnant. I never denied that I owed the
Okay,
$400.
I can't figure out your phone, so hand her phone back. And why are you ignoring him for a month, 2 months?
I wasn't ignoring him.
What, are you kidding me? I see with it you were ignoring him from
I
the
had lost
text.
a job. I was in the middle of...
No, that's... Oh, wait, stop a second.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Do you Google people you date or loan money to check them out?
No,
You don't?
no, I don't.
You date people?
No.
Okay, well, what about you?
Yeah, definitely Google them.
So it would be a deal breaker depending on what you find.
For sure. If there's like some sort of police record,
What if it's short of a
Says.
police record? Do you check out people online before you do business with them or date them?
No, I don't. I'm married too long.
You're married too long? Single?
Married.
Huh?
Married. A little creepy.
If you Okay, well, you're married?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you date people, do you check them out on Google? Going inside the courtroom.
You don't need a job to answer a text.
I understand that.
He would text you, and you would ignore him.
Because I was getting these texts as well. He only sent you the...
Okay, then you need to come over here.
Yes, ma'am.
And then show me the text where you're doing something other than ignoring him.
Yes.
Because you were ignoring him for a long time before he started to get nasty. True or not true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can put your phone down. So if that's the case, then tell me the answer to the original question, which is why do you spend 2 months not answering him?
I didn't have the money to give him at the time.
Why can't you just say, I don't have the money, my aunt doesn't have the money?
Told him.
Why can't you just answer? Because the minute you stop answering, what did you think was going to happen? He was just going to go away?
I got tired of waking up to the loser, the pathetic, the white trash. I hope my
That
daughter...
all happens to, stop. Once again, the loser, pathetic, 4 a.m, crazy texts. When did those start? How long after you had been ignoring his texts? Because he couldn't have been more patient.
2
all right?
weeks. We talked at the end of December when we were supposed to pay. I told him I wouldn't have it, and then 2 weeks later it started.
Okay. Now I want you to find me a text where you answer him in December, and then the first insult.
I just saved the bad text, ma'am, that's all.
So you're actually the one who deleted the texts that hurt you and kept the ones that you think help. So what's your defense on the $400? That he bothered you and harassed you so you shouldn't have to pay.
I'm not saying that.
What is your, I'm sorry.
I just didn't
hold
have
on,
it
hold
to
on.
give him.
You said you're not saying that. I did say I would pay him back, but after all he's done to me, I don't feel like I owe him anything. In fact, I'm countersuing him for $3,000. Did you not say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so you did say that. All right. What he went to my daughter's teacher. It's disgusting. Did he actually go to your daughter's teacher?
Well, once I contacted all the teachers, no, I found out he didn't, but he did. Why wouldn't I think he did if he's saying he did?
And nobody was contacted.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And according to you, once she contacted you, did you tell her that that was a bluff or no?
No.
No, because you
I
wanted
let
her
her-
to send.
why-
And
she's-
you do admit that you were sending her texts at 4 a.m.
I do. I get up at 4 a.m. So
Well, other
you
people
know what?
don't.
As many.
So clearly, when you do it, it's meant to harass somebody. I mean, come on. Or
it
bother
wasn't that
them.
many texts at 4 a.m.
Well, there were a couple.
I just wanted to make sure that she was still on the planet, and she was, and I was just being ignored, and
Okay.
it was.
So what you should collect $3,000 for harassment and defamation. Explain why.
I went to the courthouse to file a lawsuit, a restraining order because of this. When it started, I lost my job. I ended up in a shelter.
Wait. Why did you lose your job?
Because I had to go down to the courthouse, and I took off work.
So you lost your job because you had to go to the courthouse.
Yes, ma'am.
For him?
For that case.
For him?
Yes, to file a
Against him.
restraining order.
Okay, I have a problem with that because
Okay.
among the many texts that I read from him is a text where you text him that you have to go to the courthouse for another case and you lost
have
your
other
job.
ongoing
How many
cases.
courthouse visits did you lose your job for? I shouldn't conclude from that you're just lying?
No,
You're
I'm not.
saying you lost your job because you had to go to the courthouse to file a restraining order. Did you get the restraining order?
No, it wasn't granted. There was no physical harm.
Oh, okay. So then why would that be a reason why he'd have to pay you $3,000 for harassment and defamation?
I understand I owe him the $400. I've never denied that. I had lost my job. He befriended me. He was very nice and kind about it. I don't want any bad harm.
You taught him, but good, didn't you?
I wasn't trying to either. I wasn't trying to be a bad person in the situation.
Honey, this
In the-
isn't, oh, I just don't have the money.
No.
This is, I don't really care about you, and you're going to go
That's
away
not
like the
what it
fly
was.
that you are. And then you counterclaim him for $3,000. I need to hear your final answer. Why should I order him to pay you $3,000? Because what?
The constant harassment, him saying he's going to my daughter's school, me having to go find out if I was going to school. All the texts, the loser, the pathetic, white trash, my daughter's going to grow up to be white trash, all kinds, all that was...
Show me the text where he says your daughter. I don't see that. So show me the text where he says
I have
your
the white
daughter's
trash.
going to grow up to be white trash, as opposed to the text I did read, which is you are a horrible example for your daughter. I hope you are teaching your daughter better than this. Who does this? Do you think it's okay to have somebody show you that kind of kindness, to loan you money on the day they meet you, and then you do this to them? Why are you ignoring me? It's been months. I'm trying to text you, but that I saw. It's a little different, isn't it? On your counterclaim against him for $3,000, zero. On
Yes,
his
ma'am.
claim against you for $400, verdict for the plaintiff plus your court costs.
Well, the plaintiff has collected for the loan, nothing on the countersuit right here. What's your comment on that?
Just glad this is over.
Yeah. You come off looking ungrateful in the
not.
testimony there.
I don't know.
How is that not the case? Explain how that's not.
I didn't have the money. I can't make it magically appear. I wasn't denying it. I apologize.
Well, that's a reason for not paying back, but that's not a reason for staying, out of communication for that period of time.
Whatever you say. I mean, I'm just glad it's
whatever,
over.
it's whatever you say.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what's your feeling here?
I feel badly it came to this, and had she repaid the loan, it wouldn't have come to.
Well, of course not. What are you doing lending money to somebody you just met?
It's hard to explain. It was spontaneous, and I thought I was doing a good thing.
You just went with your gut, and how's your gut?
It's okay. It'll recover.
All right. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, I got to tell you, it is a really good idea to do a lawsuit check on anybody you're loaning money to. Trust me on this.